they finally do make it back. They get a little bit of luck here. Here we go back to the book. We caught our breath in the wood. So they get to a woods. David's men had disappeared, and there was no sign of the colonel or of the battalion headquarters. No one had followed us. We were the last across, but a quick check told me that only Robert Watson, the CSM, and 3 or 4 other men were missing in addition to 7 platoon. Of the latter, there was nothing to be seen. In all, there were still about 50 men with me, not counting Peter and his 7 Poles still clinging tenaciously to us. Perhaps I should try to get back across the bullet-spattered embankment to find out what had happened to the others. But the noise of the battle was getting louder. The Boche must be closing in. The vital thing must be to rejoin the rest of the battalion with the 50 men I still had, and not to leave them in Luke Tyler's charge while I returned on what could be a foolhardy errand. But it was difficult to avoid the thought that perhaps I was reluctant to climb back over the top of that embankment. So he does make it to this woods, but he doesn't have everybody with him. And he's questioning himself, should I go back over there and risk it or not? And part of his rationalizing, the best thing to do is get back with the rest of the battalion. Yeah. But part of him is saying, you're rationalizing this, and you're being a coward. But he proceeds on with the battalion. He knows he's going to get killed if he goes over that. He can hear the enemy coming. So back to the book. 10 minutes later, we found the remnants of the battalion. Half of A Company, the mortars, and what was left of the machine guns were missing, as well as our own 7 platoon. More than 1/3 of the men who had withdrawn from the woods had failed to cross the railway. We were now down to no more than a couple of hundred men. So we're down to a couple of hundred men from 500 or 600 men in the battalion. Maybe even a little bit more. Maybe there might have been 700 men in the battalion.